So, Philip, this week a lot of news have made headlines, but what are the top things making viral headlines?
Viral headlines? I feel like every news goes viral these days.
It is true.
But we did watch the Mulan trailer today before we started recording,
Mm.
and you were like on the edge of the seats.
My goodness. If you did not know, Mulan is actually my favorite movie of all time.
Really? I didn't know that.
The amount of times I've seen Mulan on repeat is... I can't. Watching this trailer, if you guys haven't seen this trailer, you need to check it out. But what made me feel weird about it, not weird, but like really good about it, I got chills on my body. I was getting goosebumps. And as soon as I just saw the movie, it just made me feel like I was watching The Greatest Showman again. Have you ever seen it?
I haven't seen The Greatest Showman, but I do like the soundtrack.
The soundtrack is amazing.
Yeah.
But it's like that magicalness that Disney always tries to create. They've got it with Mulan, especially in that trailer.
Really? For me, it was really weird watching that trailer because I've never seen like a high budget like movie with Asian cast members speaking English.
Yes.
Like I was watching, I'm like trying to figure out, is this dubbed?
Mm.
Like, dubbed in English?
Yep.
But it wasn't. It was a cast full of Asian actors who can speak English.
Yes.
Who are speaking English.
Yes.
And there's been like some really big high profile actors in the movie. Like
Mm.
Donnie Yen and Jet Li is in the
Oh,
movie
yes,
as well.
as the Emperor, I think.
And what's that girl from Memoirs of Geisha again?
I think her name is Gong Li.
Gong Li, yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, there's so many like high profile Asian actors in there, and it's just gonna be like a kill of a film.
But the weird thing is, have you noticed that there's already been so many movies like this already been made in China, like with all the ancestors, the dynasty stuff. Like Game of Thrones wasn't revolution. It probably was revolution for the Western media, but it's already been done in China.
No, that's really funny because like in Western media, everyone's saying how wow, Mulan, first Asian cast, and like it's groundbreaking. Crazy Rich Asians groundbreaking, and then like when Crazy Rich Asian premiered in China, it made like $1 million, which is
What?
nothing. That's like 10 seats.
They only made $1 million.
Only $1 million, yeah.
How much did we make worldwide?
Worldwide, Crazy Rich Asian made like $250 million.
Wow.
So $1 million in the Chinese box office is like a drop in the ocean.
Yeah, and you can probably see why, because like Crazy Rich Asian, Mulan, they're probably like, oh, we've done this already 20 years ago.
Yeah,
There's nothing new.
In China, there's always an all-cast Asian
Yeah.
cast who actually speak Chinese. And
True, yeah.
there's no need to read subtitles. So in China, they already have like these high-budget, box office movies who go on to earn like $1 billion already. So Mulan for China, people are saying it's probably not going to be like a box office hit in China.
Nationally, yep.
Internationally, probably.
Yep.
Like, we're probably going to see it because
100%, we are going to see it.
yeah, because we have never seen an all Asian, cast in a live action film. So I'm keen to see it, but people in China are probably go, oh, meh, whatever.
Also, have you noticed watching the trailer, they actually played the orchestral version of Reflections.
Oh, yeah, the whole time I was like, oh, is Christina Aguilera going to sing this?
Should I come up with that?
No, I hope that they do get like a Chinese singer or like an Asian singer to sing the soundtrack. I don't know. Maybe
I hope it's like a how to say, you can't say authentic, but it's like, someone who speaks the Chinese language, who is known in Taiwan or China or who does Mandarin songs or in Cantonese songs, that is singing it. And even though it's good to get a Western Asian to sing it, I just want something more from that East Asian market.
yeah, it would be really nice to have like an Asian touch.
Could you imagine like Jay Chou singing like the main OST soundtrack?
Oh my god,
That would go off.
They should even get some of Jay Chou's old music to be in the soundtrack.
No, that's way too dated. That's
Too
way.
dated. So the next story is about America's Got Talent, and Tom, you really want to talk about this.
I
so
did.
Give us the gist. What's happening in America's Got
So, do you know who Gabrielle Union is?
I do.
She was in Bring It On.
Mm-hmm.
She's an African-American actress who's been in a lot of shows, and she also co-stars in, not co-stars, but she also works on it as a judge with Julianne Hough. Is that right?
Hough, yeah.
Hough, yep.
I because they're both new to America's Got Talent
Yes.
this year, and to be honest, like they were like the fresh of breath
Fresh of breath air.
Yeah, they were very fresh of breath air. Oh my god, people listening to this are gonna be like, I can't speak English. But yeah, I really like Gabrielle Union especially.
Yes.
I love her sense of humor.
Yes. But what's making headlines now is that they both have actually not been asked to be renewed on America's Got Talent. I think originally their contract was supposed to be for 3 years, but they've only done one season and they got booted off the show. Because what is happening, do you know who Jay Leno is?
Jay Leno, the late night talk show host.
So Jay Leno was actually on as, I think it's like a special guest on America's Got Talent. And while he was there, they were in the hallway of Simon Cowell's like studio, and there was a picture of a dog. I believe it belongs to Simon Cowell's dogs.
Simon Cowell. You can say me Cowell. I promise we can speak English, guys.
But what happens when they were there, Jay Leno made a comment saying that your dogs look like someone or like something coming out of the menu of a Korean restaurant. And that really didn't feel right towards, Gabrielle Union. On top of that, behind the scenes of what goes on Americans Got Talent, they talk a lot of toxic culture, a lot of things which weren't feeling right. And when the staff who were working there, they didn't feel that was right too. So what Gabrielle Union did, she did what she was supposed to do. She did the right thing. She went to report to HR. And now she's getting the backlash on it.
How funny is that? The first thing that struck me was like, it's a TV show, right? I didn't think of it as an organization, like a company. I was like, oh, they have a HR. I didn't know that. But it makes sense. It's a big media company. But to hear it to not get renewed because of those comments, it's just like, oh, what the heck? But the comments that he made, like, because it was a picture of Simon and his dogs, right? And so he said that, oh, this looks like something will be on a Korean restaurant. And as we all know, everyone thinks that Asian people eat dog meat, which is not true. Have you ever eaten dog meat?
No, I have not.
I have not. I probably would never touch. I mean, I will never touch it. But people are saying, it's playing into the stereotypical idea of like Asians eating dog meat, which is not true.
But however, to be fair, there are people who do eat dog meat and they do celebrate festivals around like the Yulin Festival. But there is a majority of people with statistics saying that 64% of Asian people actually support to end the Yulin Festival, like Lisa Vanderpump.
People, yeah.
Because they feel that it's unethical, because they see dogs as pets, as well as 70% of Chinese people have never eaten dog meat before. I
mean, like, it's an outdated idea, because I think people think that all Asian people eat dog meat is because, during the 60s, during Mao's time, Mao was the leader of, like, the president of China, who was a communist, as we all know. So he starved his people, and, like, 45 million people died. There was no food for people in China to eat, so they had to eat whatever they could find, right? So part of that was they had to eat dog meat because that was the only food they could get. So, I mean, the idea must have came from this, I guess.
Damn, I actually never knew that happened in China.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. I've spent like 3-4 hours watching a video one night. But it's really interesting. I know for a fact that majority of China, almost everyone in China, doesn't eat dog meat. It's just that one town that you mentioned. What's it called? Yulin. They're known for eating dog meat, and people are trying to get them to stop. There's protests, there's animal people protesting and stuff like that. But going back to Gabrielle and Julianne, there's also been reports. Apparently, that's not the reason why she got sacked.
Why's that?
People are saying she had a meeting after this article came out, right? She had a meeting with NBC like executives, and apparently the issue was that she was picking on Simon, because Simon apparently has a really bad. He's a control freak on set, and he likes to control everything.
Wow.
He smokes indoors, and she doesn't like it. So she brought it up with the executives, and they said that he should go and talk to Simon directly. So she went to his house, and apparently they had a discussion about it. And apparently that's why it's not getting.
My goodness.
But we don't know. Like, these are just all rumored reports.
Yeah.
But NBC does have a history of covering up scandals.
But have you seen also the backlash that Gabrielle Union got?
Oh, she got backlash from that?
She did, because even from her people, the African American community, because they're saying that, how come you're defending the Asian community? Why are you sticking up for them, but you never stick up for us?
What do you mean? She's never like stuck up for them?
I'm not sure. I was reading these comments, and I was reading them like, why is she on the other team? Why is she playing baseball with someone else's team? And then I'm like, wow, like all like us minorities, where we're pretty much been ostracized pretty much for so many decades. Now your people are like we're kind of being pitted against each other. When if let's say an African American stands up for an Asian person, and I know so many Asian people who have actually stuck up for an African American people,
Yep.
you know, like we should be coming hand in hand to kind of, you know, make sure that this doesn't ever happen again.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is not the time to argue about that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, like, we should try and stamp out any racism that we can find, you know? Like, doesn't matter. Doesn't mean only a black person can call out black things. Doesn't mean an Asian people can only call out Asian things. If we see it happen, I think it's good that we call it out, like Gabrielle called it out.
Yeah.
And I hopefully, this is not the reason why she got her contract didn't get renewed. Hopefully there's other things.
But I followed her on Instagram because I love her now.
Yeah, no, I really love her. She's really likable.
She is.
Did you watch Aladdin?
I did not.
I actually did not watch Aladdin, but I did see the musical last year or 2 years ago when it came out.
I heard great things about
It
that.
was amazing. But I didn't. I was going to watch the movie, but I think I just got really busy and didn't watch it. But there's been an article this week reporting that the main actor Mena Massoud, who played the lead character in Aladdin, as Aladdin, the movie has made over $1 billion now, but he hasn't been able to get any auditions at all in Hollywood.
Really?
Yeah, and so people are really upset about this because in the movie he's got like critical acclaim for his performance in there, but yet he hasn't been offered to go to any auditions. He's had a quote saying, you know, people think that he's like a millionaire now, that he's really well off because he's been in a $1 billion movie, but he hasn't been able to get any auditions. He's in a new TV show at the moment called, I think called Reprisal, but he's got that before the movie came out. So I'm a bit confused why he's not getting any auditions. What are your thoughts about it?
This is not the first time I've actually seen this, like heard this happen.
Do you think it's a stigma maybe he has attached to the Aladdin show now?
I think so. Even like, for example, singers like Kelly Clarkson, like we're winning American singing shows. It's very hard to shake off your first breakthrough role. And people will always associate you to something that actually made you famous.
Do you think people in Hollywood are just kind of like, I guess like brushing him aside because he hasn't really earned his spot to fame? Like, you know what I mean? Because
I don't know.
To be in a $1 billion movie overnight, he hasn't really built his. I mean, he's been working in the scenes in smaller movies, but he kind of went from having like a real low profile to overnight, not pretty much overnight success for most people. Because this is the first time people have seen him. Do you think people in Hollywood just like, you kind of cheated your way maybe, or?
No, like we've seen a lot of other actors and actresses who have breakthrough roles who don't have much. Even that Mulan girl, she doesn't have much like history behind her, but this is definitely going to cement her career. And there's been so many other people in the past who have had those moments and continue to have great careers and long careers as well. I think that for him, he will always be stereotyped as Aladdin.
Yep.
And I think it's just really unfortunate. I don't know why, but even there's other people, like for example recently as well, Lauren Dern, she was actually co-starring with Ellen in like a coming up it was in the TV show, I believe, a while ago.
Oh, when Ellen first came out.
Yeah. And now she's finding it hard to get roles too, and she's always had that stigma behind her
from playing Ellen's gay partner.
Yes. Is it?
Yeah, I think she was Ellen's girlfriend on the show when she came out. But everyone on that show got a lot of backlash. Even Oprah got a lot of backlash from that.
Really?
Yeah, because Oprah played the psychiatrist on the show.
Oh, yeah.
And she got a lot of backlash from it. Ellen got cancelled. Like, literally, her show got cancelled. She couldn't get any jobs for like 3-4 years until she had the talk show gig, which revived her career. But a lot of people who were on that show got a lot of hate.
Why is that? Is it because just the stigma around it, or they just played a gay character, or?
Well, in Ellen's case, that it was because being gay at that time was not being as accepted. But for Mena Massoud, maybe his managers are just turning down the roles. Maybe
and he doesn't know about it.
Maybe he needs a new agent who can get him actually bigger roles. But maybe this is just a PR stunt to get an even bigger role.
Yeah.
Because
whatever it is, we just hope that he just gets some jobs. I mean, do you think he got paid a lot to be playing Aladdin?
I think he would have gotten paid pretty well.
I don't think he got paid a lot, to be honest.
You reckon?
I reckon he was just a fresh actor who got a decent amount, but it's definitely not to live off for the rest of your life.
I reckon he would have gotten paid pretty well money. He would have gotten some royalties from the movie as well. Because a lot of actors would negotiate for royalties.
Not if only if you're very powerful.
Maybe only if you're what's the Iron Man? Robert
Downey Jr. Yeah. Well, good luck to Masan. We might need to put your resume on seek.com or LinkedIn.
Hi guys, my name is Thomas.
Wait, this looks weird.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
Just go with it. Hi, my name is Thomas.
I'm Phillip Kuoch.
If you enjoyed our episode, then please check us out on your favorite podcast app, on Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you're listening to us on.
And hit subscribe.
Subscribe to us.
Which is down. Is it this way?
I don't know. It always changes all the time.
Anyways, you're watching this channel.